Hello, what's up? This is Venger Satanis, and today's video is about something called VSd6. This is a new game mechanic or non-combat system I came up with. Really, because I played, the early D&D games, and retro clones, and retro compatible, blah blah blah. Everything from Swords and Wizardry to Dungeon Crawl Classics to astonishing swordsmen and sorcerers of Hyperborea, and everything in between. So normally what I do is, if there's a skill check or a character needs to do something that's not in the rules, or it's not a standard attack maneuver, then I have them roll 3d6 if it's average difficulty, 4d6 if it's particularly difficult, and 2d6 if it's relatively easy, versus whatever their relevant ability score is. So if their strength is 13, it's of more or less average difficulty, I'll roll 3d6 and try to get 13 or below. If they make it, then they are successful. If they don't, then they fail. That obviously leaves a lot to be desired. It is very old school, it's very simple and cut and dried, but I wanted something a little more dynamic, a little edgier, a little more modern, a little sexier. So I came up with a system. The link is down there to the blog post. There's a whole write-up of it for your examination and review and critique and use. You can use it as you will. You can't copyright the rules of a game or game mechanics anyway. So, but I wouldn't want to, even if you could. So please use it. It's in the Creative Commons, and if you want to mention my name or something as the inventor, that's awesome. I would appreciate that, but you don't have to do that either. Whatever. But there's so many role-playing games out there. There's literally 1,000 different role-playing games, and each role-playing game has its own system, its own game mechanics, its own rules. And there's probably, if there's 1,000 role-playing games, there must be, I don't know, somewhere between 1 to 300, somewhere between 1 and 300 that use some variation of what I came up with just a D6. Maybe it started with D&D, and then West End games, Star Wars is very popular, or was way back then for using D6s. Anyway, so this is just one of many. I've heard from people that it's like this thing or like that thing, so it's very reminiscent of various D6 game mechanics that you've probably seen in other role-playing games. This one, I think, is I've never seen anything exactly like it in another role-playing game, and even the people that have looked at it and said, oh yeah, it's a little bit like this, a little bit like Wushu, or it's a little bit like Fudge, or it's a little bit like Rain, or God something, or I don't know, probably half a dozen others. This isn't 100% exactly like something else. So there is a little tiny shred of uniqueness to it, I think. At least I haven't found anything that's exactly like it anywhere else. So I think it's cool. Hopefully you use it if you want. If you're looking for something, you can tack it onto your own D&D or D&D compatible game, or you can use it for any role-playing game, or a role-playing game that you create or that you publish. Just go nuts. If you do use it, then let me know. Let me know how it went. It's still in the workshop phase, the playtest phase. I might modify it as I go, or as other people give me feedback. But as it stands right now, I think it's pretty cool. And hopefully you'll at least check it out. If you like it, I don't know, comment or make a video comment, or throw it up on link to it in your blog, or mention it on Facebook, or whatever else.